a brief walk around of my full-size Chevy Silverado. I noticed that there's not a lot of aftermarket support for the Silverados or even full-size trucks in general, so thought I'd give all of you YouTubers out there a chance to take a look at what I've been putting together. Still have a lot to do with it as far as lighting and some other things, so it'll be kind of fun. I'm going to try and do some other videos to show you that stuff, but I thought I'd start out with showing you what I got so far, and let's do it. Front bumper. This is one of the cool things that actually is supported out there for full-size trucks that I'm sure a lot of you have seen. All sorts of different bumpers, and this actually started from an accident that my wife got in, so my front bumper got mangled for the stock bumper, and this being the LT version of the half-ton, I got looking, and those are very modular bumpers, so between getting the end caps and all the other little inserts that were broken or bent, I got looking and I was like, you know, I bet you there's something out there on the market for close to the same price. So I started shopping on eBay. Actually found a company that that's all they do is bumpers, and so I was able to pick this up for 550 bucks. It's really nice, solid. It's got the 12,000 pound winch plate in there for you, ready to install. So it was really sweet to find that. It also gave me like at least 6 inches more of ground clearance for my approach angles. The winch that I have in here is actually the Badlands 12,000 pound winch that you get from Harbor Freight. I read a ton of stuff on it, and third-party reviews were really nice, so I decided that that's the way I would go. You know, I'm not looking to spend a ton of money. Right now I don't do a lot of hard off-roading, so I don't use it a ton. Have used it a couple times just to make sure that it actually will work, you know, pull me out of the situation. So I went ahead and did that. One thing you'll see is that right here, I have this little winch stop. You see a couple different ones on the market. My father, who actually has a Jeep Wrangler JK, he actually bought these and they came in a set, so he just give me one. I kind of like it. You avoid sucking up the link right here into your rollers, and that's kind of a pain in the butt to get that back out. It also will cause damage over time, so really like that. Also, as you see, the D-ring shackles. This actually came with the bumper. And one thing, you know, I'm not a fancy guy. I don't want to keep things unpractical or non-functioning, but I really like these D-shackle protectors right here. They also have the little inserts to be able to protect all the paint wearing off, or when you're going down the road and this is hitting. Some people are like, well, just don't run the D-shackles. Well, I like having them ease of access. You know, I hate having to remember to bring them out when I'm actually going to need them. So I put them on there. It works really nice. Haven't had any wear problems. It's been really good that way. Also, up here on top, there's a mount here and here. I'll show you that. There and there. So you can do your lights or any setup that you want to do. And then, as you can see here, there's a 3.5 inch hole for 2 more sets of lights that I'll eventually do some different fog light variations. Company was DVB, and again, I got that from just kind of an off-brand at eBay. Alright, so the next thing I got is a different grill. This is a factory grill, but not for this specific truck. This was originally the chrome grill with the chrome inlay, but that got cracked in the accident as well, so I decided that I wanted something different. And so the chrome ones also are really expensive. They're about twice the cost of this plain flat black one. It's just the plastic. I kept the original bow tie off of the chrome one, and I had to snap that in. But this isn't painted or anything. This is just from the factory plastic black. I like it. I think it goes well with the black bumper. On the white truck, it's fine. I slowly change little things black on this truck, and I think it accents it really well. So as you see up close, you guys can get this anywhere, pretty much where you get your factory parts. But I really like that. It's plain and simple, really easy, durable. Definitely gotten plenty of rocks and bugs and crap that have hit it over the time. Okay, next up is wheels and tires. I went with the Nitto Trail Grapplers. These are a 295 70/17. Factory wheels on this were an 18-inch, but I dropped down to 17s so I get some more sidewall, better for airing down, just more meat on the road and on the rocks. So, and then I have the Vision wheels that I got both of these from discount. Again, this is a budget build. I'm not one to just throw money at it. I wanted something that was going to work and work well, but no reason to buy, $2,000 per set of wheels. So went ahead with the Trail Grapplers. Saw really good reviews. People say, oh, once you go to a mud terrain type tire, they're going to wear out faster. They're going to be noisy. Not the case. I was pleasantly surprised. Talked to a lot of tire guys, and there's just a slight hum with these. That's just because I'm OCD enough to listen for it. If you actually have your stereo on or something like that, 70 miles an hour, I'm not going to hear them. They're the 10-ply version, so it's really nice and tough going off-road. Being that they're a little bit open gaps for self-shedding on the mud and dirt and stuff. The first month that I put them on was in December of 2 years ago. And here in Utah we had a huge storm. I also work up at a ski resort, so I had to go up there quite often, going up over Parley's Canyon, if you ever research it and look it up. Pretty treacherous when the snow dumps like that. So these handled just fine though. It's really super nice. Going up to Wyoming where the parents live, no problems whatsoever. Big fan of these. They're getting down a little bit though. I got about 30 seconds left on them, so probably by next winter, maybe even this summer coming up, I'll definitely be getting more or a different set of tires. So but yeah, big fan of the wheels too. These are -12 offset, so that allowed me to be able to do the lift and upper control arms that I have that I'll show you in a second. However, being the size that it is, I thought they were going to be closer to a 33. They're a little bit bigger than a 33. And on the side here it shows that they're actually a 33/12. So not the 12.5. However, I'll show you here that I had to do a little bit of custom body work to get these to be able to fit at full crank and also articulation. Again, this isn't a show truck, so I want to be able to use it. I want to be able to bounce it off-road. So I'll show you that right here. If you can see that in there. Get some better light. Alright, here's some better light in there for you. So you can see those 3 little screws down there. Those are self-tapping screws that I had to do as part of holding this shroud back, which it did break a little bit right there before I was able to do that work because I was lazy and didn't get to it in time. But that is because of the NorCal tuck. If you look up what a NorCal tuck is, you'll be able to see that, where I actually had to go in there, cut a little triangle piece out, take a sledgehammer, which I'm sure my neighbors thought I was an idiot doing, and tuck that all back, made sure I painted it, put it all back there. But that fits these very nicely. So I was able to do this at full crank, no rubbing, articulation, no rubbing whatsoever. So it's been great. All right. So next thing is the lift. As you can see, Tough Country upper control arms. I did the Tough Country 4-inch lift, suspension lift. That being said, it's not a true suspension lift. I have the spacer up top here. So it's approximately like 3.5-inch spacer on top of the strut. So it's still the factory OEM quick strut there, coil over strut, and then I have this upper control arm, which I really like. It beefs it up, puts really good upper ball joint on there. I've been happy with it. Like I said, I had to do the -12 offset so that it wouldn't smack the upper control arm that they recommend with this kit. No lower control arm assembly, no lower control arm bracket relocation. And it's been really good. I've had it on for probably, at least 30,000 miles. doing really good. I make sure that it has, right here I'll show you, has that zerk fitting right there. So I make sure to grease that pretty much every oil change, and then it'll take out any of the issues or contaminants that are in there. And then lower control arms, factory like I said, and that's how the front works. In the rear, did the 4-inch block under the leaf springs there, and that seems to work out just fine with the actual longer Tough Country brand struts. So that's how the front's set up with the Tough Country 4-inch suspension lift. It's been really nice, haven't had issues with it. The rear has the factory 4-inch block, or I shouldn't say factory, but Tough Country 4-inch block that they put under the factory springs with the longer Tough Country shocks. I'll show you that here in a second. Also, you guys can see that I have the factory windshield washer fluid reservoir, which, you know, it's there, it's hanging down. It's going to be in the way eventually. Haven't had an issue with it yet. Luckily, by the time anything comes in here, the tire is usually picking up over a rock or something first. But I'm sure there's going to be something that's going to jab that soon. The only problem I've run into is right here is located the second battery tray that Chevy actually does from the factory. So it's kind of forced them to do a really long, narrow, weird reservoir for that. I've been looking up different options to do either a different vehicle or a different universal, maybe even fill that spot with a reservoir, but as far as how the electronic pump and stuff works on it, just haven't really been at the top of my priority list because it's kind of tedious. So let me show you the back and we'll get going. As we're going back here, you guys can kind of see the dimensions on how these tires fit with the spacing. And I actually have mud flaps on this one, the WeatherTech mud flaps, quick adjustable, so you can pull them off with an Allen wrench. Pretty easy, no worries there. As you can see, definitely got some surface rust going on. That white shock right there is the Tough Country longer one. We'll see if we can get a good view under here. So as you can see there, pretty decent. Other side. I know you guys are gonna give me grief too. I still got the factory spare tire, which doesn't do me any good, but it can be a nice anchor for recovery, or who knows the other uses. So that's the rear. Another thing you guys will probably give me grief on as well is having these running boards. This is definitely a project that is going to be coming sooner than later. These will be gone and rock sliders are going to be replaced. So it'll be really nice to have those. I've been avoiding doing a lot of stuff without those. Obviously don't want to bash up. I have nice quarter panels. I don't have dents and dings all over this truck, so I want to keep it as good as possible. Also, you know, it's like, why do you want to risk damaging their doors? So anyways, I do have a guy who's done some measurements, and he's going to be making those for me, as long as the quote's good as well, because I do have some other guys that I can call for that. So hopefully that turns out really well. So that's the walk around of my Chevy Silverado. Like I said, more projects will be coming. Got to do lights. Got to be doing some other things. One thing I didn't mention, under the hood, it's all stock. However, I have done the Diablo in tune on it. I had Diablo, who is Lewis Easton, do the custom tune on it. Big fan. Highly suggest that. Having the crew cab with only 342 gears in it really lags when you start putting more weight on those tires, bigger meat. So big fan of that. Boosted my GPM by at least 3 power-wise. Haven't dynoed it or anything, but definitely increased on that. Pulling a boat or anything like that's been really noticeable. And the biggest thing about it is just more efficiency, pedal response, fantastic. So hope you guys like what you saw. Please comment if you have anything that you want to see more of or have questions about for your own stuff. I'm open to talking about anything that I have done. Also, let me know if there's anything else that you guys want to see and maybe see me do, have suggestions on doing stuff for this truck. And hopefully we're going to do some adventure videos as well, showing you where I take it, how I do it. So click subscribe and let's have fun with it. This is actually really nice because it's one of the few things that is in the market. Hey guys, this is one of the shop dogs. I got two here. We got Titan and then Roxy, who's blocking the camera right now.